I can't see you, Sean, but welcome to The Real Raw.
Boom. What's up? Happy Trajectory Tuesday. Here we go. Vivian, what's up?
Woo!
Welcome. You're amazing. Tell us these amazing people, please, and what's happening here.
What's happening is that we are in a place where we get to experience how influence is a superpower. The Real Raw offers us a chance to have a microphone, a stage, make more money in less time with more magic, and all because Sean Callaghy has been using his beautiful mind for the past 23 years as Chief Visionary Officer of Unblinded, curating the formula, which he is going to go ahead and snapshot for you guys today.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Vivian. So thankful for everybody that's here today. Yeah, let's rock and roll. So who we got, Vivian?
Oh my God, we have Tom French, AKA the Operational Change Agent, CEO of BioSimTech Medical, a tech startup that can predict the onset of infections, Sean, for up to 4 days in advance of symptoms. And he's also commercialized and innovated on antimicrobial technology. He's also the managing director at French & Company, a unique marketing and consultancy industry. In fact, he was a telecom consultant for over 25 years. He defined and launched DirecTV, which was the first HDTV satellite service here. And then he facilitated the turnaround and eventual sale to AT&T. So welcome, Tom French.
Tom, that's not nothing, brother. That's amazing. How are you, Tom?
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, and where are you coming from today?
Shrewsbury, New Jersey.
Nice. Not too terribly far away. I'm sitting on Long Beach Island. And how about a fun fact?
Oh, perfect. Well, I was raised in Mexico. So in my soul, I am Hispanic, but I look, I'm a complete spy because I don't look the part.
¿Hablas español?
Sí, perfecto.
Testify, Sean.
Gringo, pero en mi alma soy hispano.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
He's a Latino at soul, Sean.
That's right.
Vivian, I knew what that was. Come on now. I took like 9 years of Spanish and can like find my way to the bathroom and had to order like an iced tea, I hope. Maybe once in a while. I did get a C- in Spanish in my junior year at Columbia though, Vivian. And I had to beg my Spanish professor to let me continue in the class because there was like a 3 absence policy and I had missed like 11 classes. So yes.
I have a fun fact for you. I
Yeah.
actually took Italian, but I had a nerd help me out. And even though it was a similar language, I ended up barely passing it, but I speak Italian pretty well.
Beautiful, Vivian. So I did horribly in Spanish and do not speak Spanish well. So congratulations on your Italian level of mastery. And Tom, what part of Mexico did you grow up in?
In Mexico City.
Wow. Man, how was that?
Amazing. As a young kid, you don't know any different. You're growing up in this rich city. All of my friends were Mexicans, and with them, having a good old time, just like everybody did as a kid, and learned the language and just had unbelievable experience. I could probably spend the next hour regaling you with stories, but it was truly a brilliant childhood.
We love being regaled with stories. We'll move on for now, but I'd love to hear some of them. Tom, thank you so much for being here. Vivian, yeah.
My goodness, we have Giuseppe Mascarella, che è italiano, a passionate motivator and thought negotiator. Giuseppe Mascarella led edge go-to-market campaigns in high-tech industries like Microsoft, SUSE Linux, BeanTech, and TJ Maxx, amongst others. Plus, he's an MBA professor leading an innovation program management with AI, artificial intelligence, at Atlantis University, and this strategic thinker, an engineer via Palermo University, cum laude, is also the author of Rapid Economic Justification. So welcome, Giuseppe.
Hello, everybody. Hey.
Welcome. And where are you coming from today?
I'm still in Miami Beach, and I love it. I'm not planning to move anytime soon.
Awesome. Loving that. No movement happening currently. When's your last visit to the beach, Giuseppe?
Let me say, 55 minutes ago.
Nice. We're loving hearing that. And how about a fun fact besides?
Sorry for rubbing it, but we have a lifestyle here.
Yeah, brother, love it. So I've been in the ocean, for me, has been about time. Yes, I haven't been in the ocean since about 5.5 hours. So you're beating me, but I'm 5.5 hours. So how about a fun fact?
Fun fact. Well, since we're all connected through Tony, I organized the most amazing Tony Robbins event, watch party in my beautiful villa, and generally 20, 30 people. And at the last event, there was leadership mastery. No, what was the one before? People said, "You guys are live more than Tony Robbins," because the cameraman was on us and Tony wasn't around. So the comment was like, "You are the star." So it was very fun.
That's awesome. Are you going to any events anytime soon?
The next watch party is gonna be UPW November, and I already have 35 people booked. I'm starting to feel that I need to buy a bigger house.
Yes, Giuseppe is in the building. Vivian, I'm sensing a pattern here of amazingness. Tom,
Mhm.
Giuseppe are here, and we got some judges.
Oh, not just any judge. We have the one and only Sarah Foley in the house from Maui, Hawaii.
Maui is in the house.
I am so
Aloha.
excited. Aloha. She is absolutely stunning, Sean. Sarah Foley, aka the Vertical Blonde, is a writer, speaker, and life coach who also runs Disability Icon Inclusive Fitness, designed to help female wheelchair users like herself increase their health and confidence. She's on a mission to redefine what it looks like to live with a disability and loves empowering others to view their circumstances with a vertical mindset. On upwards. I love it. Her incredible story of reinvention is featured in the best-selling book, Your Second Act by Patricia Heaton. And you know who that is, Sean? She played Ray Romano's wife in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Sarah has been a guest on Tony Robbins' podcast, the Resilient Minds podcast with Eric Balance, and maybe soon auditioned on my show, of course. Welcome, Miss Wheelchair Hawaii.
Thank you. Aloha, everybody. I'm so honored to be here. This is going to be really fun.
Oh, Sarah, thank you so much for being here. How are things in Maui?
It's paradise. Every day is paradise for sure. And I'm on a little mommy vacation right now, which is even better. So good, real good.
That'd be interesting. And where are you from normally?
I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Do you now live in Maui?
So big change. Yep. I've been here for about 3.5 years.
Beautiful. And do you know Mariah Brown out there
I
at Doc
sure
Kitchen?
do. Yep, absolutely.
Well, extraordinary. Mariah called yesterday, and she has an event coming up, I think in November, that's situated somewhere near the Tony Robbins spiritual trip in Arizona. So,
Oh, amazing. Yes, she's such a doll.
Sarah,
absolutely.
did you
And actually, a fun fact about Mariah is that we've been virtual friends, but the first time that we met in person was at the Unblinded event in January.
Is that right?
Yeah, that
And
was the
that's
first time.
we spoke at the end, correct?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. We sure did.
Absolutely. And how about a fun fact about you?
One of my dreams is to redesign a whole line of commode and shower chairs that are beautiful and functional and actually gorgeous to put in your home versus the atrocious line of hospital grade that is the only thing on the market right now. So,
Well, Sarah, thank you for all the things that you're up to in the world, making it
thank
a
you
greater
so much. Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Vivian, this is what it looks like, my friend. So who else we have here today?
Yes, we have DJ Thielen, aka the Master Investor, is an industry expert in the field of real estate. He's also a speaker, coach, and mentor. Founder of Fortune Foreclosures, selling, get this, Sean, over 250 mil in the past decade. He helps people crush it in sales by acquiring low-cost, low-risk real estate and making lots of money from their investments. His unique investing strategies landed him on Disrupt magazine because he's disrupting the multi-billion-dollar real estate industry and invests as an investor and coach. So welcome, DJ.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, DJ. And where are you today, sir?
I am in sunny, clear sky, no fires in the area, California, Los Angeles.
Oh, beautiful, right? Got LA, Maui in the house, Miami.
Yeah.
My goodness. Vivian, some of the coolest places around. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here. And how about a fun fact?
Gosh, so this is obviously a lot of Tony Robbins, right? So this is a fun fact that I just thought about. So my daughter, who's 25, babysits Jolie Jenkins, who is Tony's daughter, babysits her son. How about that? Louis.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
So wait, your daughter,
My daughter babysits Jolie Jenkins' son,
so like Tony's grandson.
Tony's grandson.
So you're
that's
practically
amazing.
family.
Mhm.
That's a fun fact.
That's a great
Do you
fun
guys
fact,
like?
huh?
Yeah, are you guys gonna like trick or treat together? No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
So
I-
amazing.
At 20, hey, our kids are 24, 25. They're, who knows, but we'll see what happens.
Well, DJ, that's a super fun fact, and welcome, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Sean, do you celebrate Halloween? Do you get dressed up?
Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Ready? So let's see how many of my last 6 costumes that you can guess. And we'll just go like quick 3 guesses. And
Well,
see
Batman for sure.
Boom.
Peter Pan.
Boom.
Iron Man.
Yes. 3.
Captain America.
No.
Oh,
Superman.
Nope. We had Willy Wonka, Peter Pan, Batman, Iron Man, Aquaman, and
That would've been, yeah.
we had Aquaman, and I forget. So those are the last 5. So
Willy Wonka, should have known.
yes, Willy Wonka was one of my favorite costumes of all time. And we will be, in fact, we watched Willy Wonka. I watched Willy Wonka just a couple of nights ago with Dr. Vin and Bella. We're watching Willy Wonka. And we are going to final have a Calgie Law. That's the law firm that I own. 125 people. We have not collectively been together since COVID began. And we have 15,000 square feet in Paramus, New Jersey, and offices all over the place. But we are going to have a COVID appropriate Halloween party. And every year, Vivian, this is all answering your question, we reverse trick or treat, and we go throughout the building giving out candy. Now, COVID may not allow that, so that's a whole different story. But every year, we'll just like run around with like 50 people from Calgie Law, all dressed in their costumes, like reverse trick or treating throughout the building. There's like a nursery in the building. We go there and take the kids candy. And then we have a parade around the office. We do like dunking for apples. We have movies on every screen in the office. We have different movies from Halloween, from like Halloween itself to Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein to Great Pumpkin with Charlie Brown. That's my answer.
I love it.
Yes, we have fun.
My heart burst.
We have fun. So thank you for that. And again, welcome, DJ. And yes, finally, we have another judge.
We have Josh Meredith.
Boom.
Apparently driving, it seems, from collections to litigation to negotiation supervisor to wrapping up the LSATs to using all his savvy and passion and pouring it into real estate and loving the culture at Intero Real Estate Services in Southern California. And he is in from Rancho Cucamonga. Welcome, Josh.
Rancho Cucamonga. Cool place,
Love
bro.
your energy. Thank you for having me.
Josh, how are you?
Pardon me?
How are you? I said, what a cool
I'm
place.
doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Rancho Cucamonga. Could you be any cooler? Like, what other name would be more cool than that?
Interesting thing is that Friday was filmed here. I don't know if you remember the movie Friday with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
He lived in the movie. He lived in Rancho Cucamonga, so that's a pretty cool fact about Rancho, I guess.
So, Josh, you talk about like one-upsmanship. So you have Maui, you have LA, you have Miami, all on the board. And like, what more could you do? And you come with Rancho Cucamonga to top the list for today. So congratulations on having the coolest place to be from, just because it's such a fun name. So amazing. And what's a fun fact for you, Josh, today?
Fun fact about me. I would say I'm an avid sports motorcycle rider. I wear a black t-shirt almost every single day. I really, there's a lot of little things about me, I guess, that take time to get to know me.
Yes. And so I think we have like matching colors, perhaps.
Yep.
Perhaps.
Amazing. And so amazing. So thankful, Josh, for you being here. We're gonna have some fun today. And we have a role player, Vivian. And there's like an Iron Man theme I'm sensing. Please.
And all of you wearing black t-shirts, including the Iron Man that's here, just the color of stealth. Yes. We have the Warrior of Change, also known as Jason Sipple.
Hello, hello.
From spinal injury to 5-time Iron Man, finisher, and 20 plus half Iron men, I guess. So who better to coach you into peak performance than Jason Sipple, founder of Be More Coaching? As a recruiting expert and director at Stepping Stones, he helps grow and fill the need for special education teachers and psychologists into school districts with an urgent need around the country. And he vows to grow this niche market from 0 to 6.5 million gross revenue in 2 years. Welcome.
Boom. Jay Sips, what's up, Iron Man?
How's it going, Sean?
It's going awesome, brother. And how about a fun fact and where are you coming from today?
I am in Ocoee, Florida. So maybe still fun, not as fun as Rancho Cucamonga, but still fun. And fun fact is I am married to an Ecuadorian and I speak very little Spanish. I've been a complete abject failure with a poquito Espanol.
Latino-ness is in the building, Vivian.
CCC.
All right, so here's what's happening. So we're going to drop it on this for a second, and then we're going to say thank you to Vivian. But yeah, influence is a superpower. That's what we're here to play with and have fun with. But yeah, like in a heart-centered and mathematical way. The differential of how does somebody build like $1 billion company, or how does somebody take a company like from $100,000 to $1 million, or $1 million to $5 million, $5 million to 10, influence is a key piece. But maybe more importantly, it's how do we solve big problems in the world? How do we stop sex trafficking? How do we raise more money to do that? How do we have the 75% rate of unemployment for the blind in the 100th anniversary year of like the Helen Keller created organization, the American Foundation for the Blind? How do we make a dent, maybe a profound shift? And I think it all happens after yes. And that's what we're here to unpack. We'll talk a little bit about how I fell in love with the concept of influence and all the things it's done for the money, the time, and the magic of my life. But let's get right to it. And first, Vivian, thank you. Because your superpower of influence rooted in your emotional and energetic transference of fun, aspirational, goddess, and Zeus energy, all wrapped up into one, is a huge part of what makes the magic of the Real Raw. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a beautiful day, my friend. And David Fagan,
Hi, Viv.
loves you and what you're up to. All right. So Jay Sips, ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to do a fun virtual coin toss. Tom, I did not ask you, where are you coming from today?
You're muted, Tom.
Shrewsbury, New Jersey. I'm just up the road.
I did miss that. So you're super close. So you would be like the home team, since we're only like an hour and a half apart or so. And so Giuseppe is the away team. So I'm going to put a 1, Giuseppe, I'm going to put a 1 or a 2 under the table. Do you think it's a 1 or a 2 that we have down there?
2.
It is a 1. That means, Tom, you have won the toss. And here's your choice. You can go first, or as we say, throw Giuseppe under the proverbial bus and have him go first. So what's your choice? You or Giuseppe under the bus?
Well, I was going to say, you know, the away team always goes first, right? They're always got the first up at that. But rather than that, I will throw myself on the sword so he knows what to expect. So I'll go first.
All right. Amazing, Tom. Thank you. We have fun with that. Of course, you would not be throwing Giuseppe under the bus. The power of language and energy. We'll talk more about that later. So Tom, Jason, Iron Man, can be anybody you want him to be. Anybody. But the key would be, what's an avatar, a person that you'd be seeking a yes from? And not like a boiler room meets Wolf of Wall Street yes, but an authentic yes. And to be super clear, there's going to be 6 minutes you have to go from hello to yes with Jason. The yes, though, that you're seeking doesn't have to be the absolute yes. It could just be a yes to maybe a 30-minute meeting, or it could be the ultimate yes. That's completely up to you. So maybe it's an ideal client. Maybe it's about a book deal. Maybe it's raising money for a charity. It could be whatever you want. So who would you like Jason to be?
Well, let's go with my first instinct would have been a person in charge of a facility.
Perfect.
Who is in charge of, you know, keeping the place environmentally hygienic, clean.
I love it. Okay, and so what type of facility?
You know what? Because of Jason's background, maybe a school.
Awesome.
So
High school, grammar school, college,
or school district. I mean, it could be the guy in charge of all, you know, the sanitation and hygiene in all schools in a given district.
All right. So Iron Man, you're in charge of all things in the school district for keeping them clean and hygienic and environmentally safe and sound for the kids and their families. You ready to go, Jace?
I'm ready.
All right, Tom, you take us in.
So, hi, my name is Tom French. I am here today to tell you about a novel antimicrobial technology that is really, it's the future of infection control. And what that means is that this technology applies a nanomolecular barrier on any surface to which it is applied that makes it hostile to germs. So those surfaces could be school desks, doorknobs, water fountains, faucets. It will protect them and will not allow germs to accumulate on them, such that the next hand that touches them are not picking up those germs. This barrier technology will work on hard surfaces as well as it does on human skin. And by putting this on your hands, it provides a barrier to the accumulation of germs for 24 hours. Unlike the Purells and other things of the world, these technologies only work while they're wet. And so, you know, you put it on and maybe a minute later it's dry. Your hands might be perfectly, you know, germ-free, but as soon as you touch something, they've resumed their process of recontamination. So you are picking up germs all day long. By putting our technology on your hand, you are prevented from depositing germs to the things you touch, as well as picking them up for someone who might have touched them previously. Now, what that means to a school is that, one, you're able to reduce student absenteeism because the students share germs among each other, and they impart them largely by their hands and secondarily through surfaces. So by having this technology at your disposal, it will create a cleaner environment and reduce student absenteeism, which has a direct positive correlation between student attendance in school and their academic outcomes. The product is water-based. It is relatively non-toxic. It is easy to apply, and it lasts for 30 days on a surface, 24 hours on a hand. And we have been looking at schools. We've conducted trials in a lot of schools around the country, and they've all been very positive. And the yes, I guess I would like from you would be, sounds interesting. I could use a better technology to get us to a different state of hygiene. And I would be willing to take on a trial. And in 4 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, we can give you the conclusion, enough data to make your own conclusion, which I'm sure will be, this is the kind of technology that we need in our facilities.
Amazing. Iron Man, you get a quick phone call, and then we can get back to Tom in the school district. We'll be right back, Tom. Okay? All right. So we're going to take a quick pause in the flow. And Tom, how'd that feel for you?
Fine. I say something like that several times a day.
Amazing. Okay. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few. Okay. About the mastery and its rising and the exponentiality of leverage that's created after we're already great at something and conditioned to be great at it. So we'll come back. Yeah, Jay Sips will get to you in a moment. Let's go, Giuseppe. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
And who would you like Iron Man to be?
Iron Man, you are a top executive in the data science world. You are a conference speaker. You are an industry leader.
All right, you ready, Iron Man?
I am.
All right, take us in.
Hi, Tom. Thank you so much for accepting this meeting request. It was very delightful to see that you were eager to engage. We have founded the International Professional Association of the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officers. When we ran into your LinkedIn profile, we were blown away. You know, the else you wrote, the topic you brought to the last conference were so profound, transformational, that we really felt that we need to contact you. Are you familiar with the Professional Association of the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officers?
Yes, yes, I am. It's impressive stuff.
Thank you. Was there something that triggered your curiosity? Tell me.
But just the use of AI now for everything, right? You can use it in multiple industries, and with all the deep learning that's involved, I'm just very I just try to stay up on this kind of things with my profession. But I'd like to know more from you, kind of what what you're up to and what that means.
Yes, I'm about to, but I was curious about your latest article about good AI. What triggered you to write that? I mean, I was just curious. Do you mind to share?
No, with what triggered me to write it was just with all the advanced research that's coming out and using AI to process so much information so quickly so we can have a better grasp on what new solutions will be moving forward for new innovations. And so that just kind of the research in it, getting into different, I work with universities in Florida that do different research with healthcare uh, AI research. And so some of the different cures they're coming up with and different things just really had me want um, to explore that further. And when I did, I felt like I should write about it and teach others or help others understand.
And do you mind if I ask you what's next?
We will see. We will see.
Ah, you don't want to play your cards, huh? You have something good coming.
Yeah, always, always. There's always room for growth. There's always room for innovation. So yeah, there's more exciting stuff to come.
So we want to help you have some additional and very powerful topics for you to write by considering to join the professional association. And let me describe why we do that. You know, we see that most of the professionals are technical people that write algorithms, write code, but there is no leadership into that. It's mostly driven by solve the problem other than what's your vision, what's your purpose, how you want to make the world better. And by creating a professional association, we want to raise this group of people to the dignity of people that will create light, will create the future of a better society that uses artificial intelligence anywhere. How do you feel about that kind of motion?
I think it's interesting. I have a call coming in right now, but I'd like to pick this back up and hear more from you.
Oh, perfect. So very briefly, we are putting together the advisory board and we will be honored if you can be part of it. Is that something that will be something interesting for you to be with a group of peers to discuss the future and discuss the hot topics of this industry?
Yeah, Giuseppe, like I said, I have a call coming in. I'd like to reconnect with you in a moment to discuss this further and what this panel might look like and how I could help out. I definitely like what I'm hearing, but got to pick up this call.
Please do.
Thank you.
Giuseppe, awesome job, brother. How did that feel for you, Giuseppe?
I was expecting that you will count the 3 minutes sooner, so I didn't want to jump to the closing of join the board. So I was kind of at the end feeling like I want to get feedback before I go to the closing part. I want to stay into open questions. So despite the last part where I got confused, I felt that it was flowing, it was engaged, and we were building a report. I was trying to create find something interesting in his world and making feel appreciated. So till the last part where I felt like this is going too fast, I felt very good.
You did a fantastic job. J Sips, how would you assess Giuseppe and Tom round one if you had one word for each on how the connection felt for you? The connection, yeah, just that.
Connection for Giuseppe, very congruent. And then for Tom, I felt like he was very knowledgeable and very certain.
Awesome. right, Sarah, let's drop in. We're gonna give 30 seconds of feedback on the opening of listening, the depth of connection for each, 15 seconds on what went well, 15 seconds on what didn't. And judges, for the sake of time, I'll just put the clock up. It'll be making a little bit of noise, but I'll put the phone up when we hit that moment. Sound good, Sarah?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so let's, Tom, what 15 seconds, what went well, what could be optimized related to the depth of connection, opening, listening, putting something at stake, please.
His knowledge was obviously there. You knew exactly what you were talking about. You knew what overall problems that it would be solving. You knew your audience. You knew, clearly he was in the field that you were selling to. He needed your product. You already kind of knew that going into it. Where it lacked was I didn't get anything emotional driven. It was very pitch versus emotional engagement. So I would have loved to have seen, you asking more questions of him personally with his specific district.
Awesome. And how about a score on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say 5.
Nice. Okay. And what'd you have for Giuseppe?
So Giuseppe, I loved the more of the question asking. You were diving into him. You really build emotional rapport. You were almost like a fan in a way of the work he's done, and you were clear about that. You'd almost done your research on him. You'd read his articles, and I felt like there was a little bit of like, I don't want to lose him, and so maybe more of a little bit more confidence of, yeah, I like where this is headed, and I'm gonna just sink into that, versus there at the end kind of like grasping and not knowing what to do next.
Awesome. And how about a score, Sarah?
I would say 7.
Excellent. Josh, what did you have? Thank you. Sarah, what did you have for Tom?
Tom, I want to agree with Sarah that it was long. I don't want to say long-winded, but he did most of the talking. I'm a little bit more, find a little bit more success in question-based selling, where you would ask more questions, build more rapport. I just felt like it was obviously very knowledgeable, obviously knew the product, but after maybe 1 or 2 minutes, I would think most consumers would tune out and just, see it as just another sales call as opposed to a conversation that had a solution.
Awesome. Okay, what'd you have for a score?
For Tom, I'm a bit of an analytical myself, so I do like the details. So I would give him a 6. Just needed that a little bit more question-based, a little bit more rapport building.
Awesome. And how about for Giuseppe?
Giuseppe did ask questions. He did engage. He did seem, he was knowledgeable. He even when the other party wanted to dive in, Giuseppe brought it back to building more rapport and getting more information. So I did feel that he asked more questions. I think that was a little bit more fluid of a call, a little hesitant in some of the responses. I think he could have closed quicker after sharing some of his knowledge about his consumer that he was dealing with. So I think that he should have closed a little bit, sooner.
All right, awesome. And a score?
For Giuseppe, I would also give him, I would give Giuseppe a 5.
All right, nice. And DJ, what did you have for Tom?
I get 15 minutes or 15 seconds. I thought so on Tom's. I felt like, the big thing is people do business with people they like, right? So, yeah. So there has to be, in my experience with, thousands and thousands of calls, there has to be a rapport, there has to be a heart connection, and that can be established through various things quickly. So I felt like that wasn't done. And it was more like what Josh was saying, talking at the person as opposed to engaging with them, asking questions, and then interacting and finding out a solution to the problem so that you can find out what the problem is so you can provide the solution.
Okay, and a score?
I would say 5. I gave Tom a 5.
And for Giuseppe?
For Giuseppe, I felt like he did good with, at least getting in and asking questions, because you have to know what's going on and ask questions. Kind of saying a little bit of a similar thing though is doing something to create a quick heart connection, some quick rapport, and that kind of thing. I felt like that was missing on his as well. I feel like he did do a good job at asking questions. Probably should have listened to him when he said he had to go and take off, and be a little more understanding and compassionate on that, and set up a time and lock something in. I gave Giuseppe a 6.
Nice. All right. Awesome job. And I want to acknowledge Tom and Giuseppe. Great work, immense courage and vulnerability, having some fun and playing this game. Beautiful stuff. And we're going to get to round 2. So Giuseppe, Iron Man is back, and you have 3 minutes to finish up the process and get to yes. So you ready, Giuseppe?
Yep.
All right, sir. Take us in.
Are you done with the call? Is everything okay?
Yeah. How you doing, Giuseppe? It's good to reconnect.
Good. I just want to make sure you took care of the call and everything was fine. So do you remember the context of this call? Now, we were trying to figure out how do we engage you in a mastermind of peers that are leaders in the artificial intelligence world. Do you remember?
I do. And I'm curious to learn more about what this mastermind looks like, how often you're meeting, topics, like tell me more.
Well, first of all, we're looking for people that lead, and therefore we will love to hear your opinion about what would be in an ideal world, something that you will be more excited to be part of before we tell you what we have in mind. Do you mind to share your favorite mastermind?
Yeah, well, right now, I feel like with everyone being on lockdown together, we've had time to innovate, to come up with, I mean, there's so many masterminds going on. There's different avenues for leaders. And so for me, I'd like to see leaders coming together to solve bigger problems, to create innovation together where they can have global impact on some of the causes that I really care about. So that's what I would want to see from the group. I would want to see it more than just growing the group as a whole, but also the impact after we solve world problems together.
Perfect. Actually, we are completely aligned. So the structure of the program is that we're going to have a flight. Every month, there's going to be a big topic that has been agreed upfront, and the members will meet at least twice to enhance the level of knowledge, direction, and documentation around those topics. And when the people will publish this, we will attribute the authorship to the people participating. So is this something that might be interesting to you, to just have those couple of meetings per month on a regular basis?
No, for sure. I like what I'm hearing from, it seems like we have a good connection. I like what I'm hearing. I would definitely like to check this out.
Perfect. So we will follow up with the first meeting that's coming up in a week, and we'll send you meeting requests so you know in advance when those are happening, and we make sure everybody can be there. Thank you, and this is going to be a great journey. I'm looking forward to the first meeting together.
I'm as well. Thank you for everything you're creating and for inviting me. I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you, Giuseppe.
You're welcome. See you soon.
Giuseppe, love your energy and heart. How'd that feel for you?
I was a little bit cautious about the fact that he had the call and he might be distracted, and I felt my beginning was a little bit hesitant, but I saw that he was eager to come back into the conversation and transition easily. Then at that point, it started flowing very well.
Awesome. Well, obviously you have a lot of gravitational pull as you build your watch parties and are so successful in business. So great job, sir. Tom, Iron Man is back for round 2. Are you ready to take us in?
Sure.
All right. Thank you. Please.
Jason, thank you for calling me back. I'm sorry, when we first started our conversation, I get so excited about this technology. I just want to tell the world that this is the difference that's going to make a difference. And sometimes I forget who I'm talking to. So, but knowing that it's a long-lasting antimicrobial, and given your role, I'm sure you must have come in contact with other barrier technologies, or have you heard of or thought of about this kind of a technology in your facilities?
Yes, Tom. I mean, thanks for, no need to apologize. I could feel your passion and the excitement and what you've created. And yes, for sure. I mean, this is all we've been thinking about since the beginning of this madness, back in March, right? Like, we've been wondering how to safely have the students back in school, have them engage with each other. And so, yes, definitely like what I'm hearing, but it's nice to talk to you again.
So when you think about, yes, thank you. So when you think about that and these challenges, what role do you see a barrier technology playing in the furtherance of your agenda?
I mean, it's on the table, right? It's one of the options. I know that there's barriers set up at kids' desks. We have different rhythms of kids coming to class on alternate days. I mean, it's just one of the potential solutions, or short-term solutions, maybe even long-term solutions, because things like this roll around again.
So what would be your decision-making process? I know I respect that this is a novel technology and it kind of works differently than things that most people are familiar with in the traditional sense. What would help you make a decision as to whether this is right for your environment or not?
Well, one would be just application, safety for the students, and probably case studies. I mean, I'm going to have to bring this to the board and get approval from the board for budget purposes. And so I would definitely want some data to back it up, some case studies and things of that nature.
Well, we have independent lab studies I can send you. We've done use cases. In fact, we just completed a 6-month study pre-COVID in the San Antonio School District, probably familiar, very large school districts in Texas. And all of the data will support, you can make a good educated decision on these data. And then I think what I might recommend for your consideration would be, doing a use case in your own facility with your own personnel to see exactly how easy it is to use, how people feel about it. And then we can record those data. And if they pan out to your satisfaction, then I would like to ask that you would consider this technology.
Yeah, I think we should set something up. I know that I'm curious because I feel like blowing a bubble. Like, I'm putting something on me. I want to know what it feels like. Like,
absolutely.
15 seconds left.
Thank you.
All right. So Tom, last 10, all good. All right. So Tom, how'd that feel for you?
Better. And I saw immediately when Giuseppe was engaging, I'm like, of course, I get so caught up in, sharing with the world that there's this really great new mousetrap, and I forget, oh, right, there's people on the other end of this whole thing. And,
Yeah.
and I intuit, I jumped right into the thought that I already know what your problem is. I've talked to hundreds of you, and I forgot that there's still people. So I do that. And all the criticisms were spot on. I've heard them before, and I need to do better with that.
No, you're awesome. So by the way, and they're definitely not criticisms about you. They're thoughts about how to do something in a way that brings a higher level of acceleration. So, brief thought, if you, I once had, when I was launching, so like, who am I? Why am I doing this? When I was 27 years old, in the process of going blind, having got my dream job from a law firm and being like 3 months out of law school, I realized that influence is a superpower. And I realized that thought this job was so wonderful. It was one of the highest paid legal jobs in New Jersey. And after paying my car payment, my student loan, and for my tiny apartment, I was about capped out of money. And so I realized that folks that were able to build relationships and have things happen with those relationships authentically and integriously create a very different level of acceleration in their life. So that became the study of my life. And I quit my job. I built a 40-person law firm 2 years out of law school, exited that first law firm, built a coaching and training company, exited that company, became a business owner, not operator, ended up building a second law firm that I currently have, being one of only 2 attorneys in America, the only one that was blind, to have 2 top 100 jury verdicts between 2014 and 16. That's only sharing that influence has been the study of my life, and it's been insanely impactful. What it's brought. Got a little bit, guys, a little bit of feedback somewhere. I'm not sure where. So what that led to was the idea of how do we turn influence into something we could demonstrate experientially for people. And so we'll lean in for a second. Actually, Jay Sips. So quick thought in that round. Tom, Giuseppe, what was present for you? Like one sentence each.
Tom, great job for the second round. I mean, that felt a lot more engaged with you. Definitely just open-ended questions, right? Just asking the person you're speaking with or asking me simple questions about what's going on will definitely help open up that rapport you're looking to build. So great job, second round. Giuseppe, you have a lot of emotional energetic transference. You feel really congruent, really comfortable. Same thing, just being maybe a little bit more certain with your questions, because you had me multiple times. And when I felt you pulling away, it kind of broke rapport a little bit when you were pulling away from me. You had me multiple times at yes. So, but great job.
Yeah. And just a quick thought, so after I sold my first law firm, building a training company, I hired 4 people to schedule meetings with corporations and relatively big companies. And the first 3 people booked 0, 0, and 0 over the course of their first 2 weeks. The 4th person, and those first 3 people said, oh, the wrong opportunity, the wrong situation, the wrong timing, and these are hardworking, honest people, and they believe what they said. They believed that the truth was that going from hello to yes wasn't possible. But the 4th person in those 2 weeks booked 30 meetings, 30. Real person, his name is Greg DiPietro, dear friend of mine, and we've done work together for 15 years since then, or 16 years since then, actually. And so what is present for me around that topic is this. It's not just a linear difference. It's not like Greg was a little better, right? And it's not even that he was exponentially better. He was actually infinitely better, because the other 3 human beings that went to grammar school, went to high school, went to college, learned a lot of stuff, were really good people, worked really hard, they booked nothing. And there's no number that you could multiply times 0 to get to 30. There's no number. So Greg was in fact infinitely better. And I could do that analysis 1,000 times over in different situations that I've been involved in. Personally, watched people, right? So that's what we're unpacking and exploring. And it's not about like hard work and care and natural skill sets. There's a process. So quick thought, Tom, would it be okay if I dropped in as you for a minute? Would that work for you?
Great. Love it.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So you're you. I'm you, excuse me. And how about you're Jason and you're the person running the school district?
Okay.
Okay. So, hey, Jason, thanks so much for meeting with me today. I truly appreciate it. And if I could ask you a quick question, what prompted you to say yes to giving me these 3 minutes?
We are always looking for a better solution.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for that opportunity. And my understanding is that your responsibility is to keep things safe, not just sanitary, right, but healthy and safe. Am I correct that that's your mission here?
Absolutely. And I need to do it quantitatively. It smells better. It's got to actually be better.
Yeah. And I hear that. And thank you for that. And can I ask you this? How do you feel about it? That role, that responsibility, like what resonates about this work, this mission for you?
Well, I care about the kids, and I want to do the very best for them. I take a lot of pride in what I do, and I often don't really know whether I am doing the best job.
Yeah.
Use the technologies that I'm told to use, or do what I'm supposed to do, but I don't always know that I'm knocking it out of the park, because I don't have a number. Looks clean. What does that mean? I know there are germs there.
So Tom, what I'm hearing, and I agree with you, is one of the most challenging things to do in the world is to differentiate with no baseline. Like if you go to the doctor and it's like somebody say, hey, it's a great doctor. You have no idea. or a lawyer or an accountant or pretty much anything in the world. It's not like eating pizza, right, brother? Like where the pizza's good and you like it better or not. Like we don't really know. And I honor that. And I appreciate that enormously. And I can't even imagine the increased level of stress and pressure you're enduring during COVID. Like, how's that been for you?
Are we role playing or is this Tom?
We're role playing. You're Jason.
Oh, I'm Jason. Yeah, it's just, it's out of hand. I mean, everybody's running feel better.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know that we're doing any better than we've always ever done.
Yeah.
But I play along.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And I acknowledge you for your candor and just talking to me. We just met. Thank you for your openness. I really appreciate that, Jason.
Well, thank you. And thank you for asking the questions, because in truth, I don't know that anybody's ever really asked me how I felt about it. And, helps me position it in my own head so that I can do better.
Yeah. And so thank you for that. And listen, my approach and belief is that until we build an authentic relationship, there's not a lot that's going to happen. And I'm not looking at this as a sale, although I certainly want a yes, and I want to support you. But in the last 20 seconds we have, because I don't have time to go into any of that yet, my request would be a 30-minute meeting, because my mission is to give you the quantitative information that would allow you to know that the unique technology that I'm working with actually is better, not just in words, not in placebo, but actually is better. And if you were to provide me the honor of 30 minutes, I'm really confident, Tom, that I can get you to a place of understanding the differences of what you've been seeing. And there'll be nothing perfect about what we do, but it is the state of the art and the best solution. And my request is 30 minutes to prove that to you.
I love it. Can I get a recording of this so I can steal those very words?
It is recorded. And Tom, that happens every day here. And so thank you for coming here, because our job is not just to have fun. My job is not to have you come here and just have fun. My job is to demonstrate that and give that for people. So thank you for the acknowledgement. Thank you for being here. And it is recorded. And that's my gift to you today.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, let's drop in. Sarah, what feedback do you have? Let's start with Tom, since he just went, and then we'll go Giuseppe. So Sarah, how did that feel for you? And what do you have for Tom?
You're muted, Sarah.
I know, and then I clicked off of it. Okay, sorry about that. Tom was infinitely better. I mean, the second time around, he absolutely took that criticism. He dropped in with multiple questions of what would make this help make you better about the decision. I felt a close coming with him and Jason. I could feel that. I felt Jason, even shifting himself. I felt myself shifting. So the questions were better. The emotional rapport was better. Just actually getting in there and saying, who is my client? Who, the person, not what is my client.
Amazing. And a score?
I would say 8.
Nice. And for Giuseppe?
And Giuseppe, I felt like the confidence was an issue. I felt like there was a little bit of a struggle. The first few seconds, I felt like almost were a little awkward of like, was everything okay on the call? Everything okay? And so it started a little rocky for me. I think what I really wanted was to hear Giuseppe's passionate about it. Like, I really wanted to hear, why are you involved? Like, what is it for you, so that you could connect with Jason? Because Jason seems like he's very much in kind of that world. But there's a lot of masterminds, and our virtual time is precious. So we want to know that you're passionate about what you're presenting.
Awesome. And a score?
I would say 5.
No. And Sarah, thank you so much, by the way, for being here today. And
yeah.
And if somebody was like, hey, should I go on that thing? Like, what say you, and how was your experience today?
Oh, this was amazing. I told them when they approached me, I was like, I just want to come in and be a sponge. I just want to learn from this experience. Feels like a very priceless opportunity to be really one-on-one in this virtual room. So Yeah, I feel like everything I've even gotten so far has been priceless. So yeah, very honored.
Your time, your energy is priceless as well. So thank you so
Thank
much for being here today, Sarah. Really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Josh, what say you, sir? How was your day today? And what feedback do you have for these fine folks?
First of all, it looks like I'm frozen. Can you see me okay?
We got you. You're all good. Yeah. Well, actually, no, I don't know that. I can hear you. I can't tell if you're, I can't see, so I can't
Oh, there
tell.
you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can see you now.
Okay.
Sorry, it unfroze. Sorry about it. So what was your question?
Yeah. How was today for you and your feedback on these fine people?
I liked it. You know, we actually do role play here every morning. We even do it sometimes over the phone with stronger agents, you know, newer agents. So I definitely like, you know, what I've been a part of today. It's something that we do all the time. I think that you don't really experience how to respond or, you know, understand your personality types until you start role playing and practicing. And the more that you do it, you know, it's almost like when you think of a baseball player, you know, they still do spring training, you know, they still warm up, they still catch ground balls because the basics of role playing really sharpen that sword.
Yeah. Amen. And how about what'd you have for Tom?
For Tom, so Tom, I loved the second time. I think that was Tom. That second call was Tom. It was there was more conviction. He apologized. He actually started asking questions, and so that, as Sarah said, drew me in. I'm sure that it drew in the client, but it was a lot better. It was more personal. There was more interest on his part, and that was a much better call.
Awesome. And score?
And also, and also, I'm sorry. One more thing about Tom is that, you know, sometimes the yes comes on the second and third call. Sometimes we realize that we made a mistake. And so there's nothing wrong with, you know, having a bad call on the first time, but as long as we can recognize it, make some adjustments. So the second opportunity, we can, you know, make some changes and go for the close.
Awesome, brother. And a score?
For Tom on the second call, I would give him an 8 as well.
All right. And for Giuseppe?
Giuseppe, I think there was a little bit of uncertainty. He did have a lot of passion and he did build rapport, but I think that he wanted to continue to build rapport. There was a point when the consumer wanted to know more about the panel or what have you, and Giuseppe's response was that he wanted to know more about what was important to the consumer. So, you know, I think that sometimes we're actually afraid of a yes. You know, there are appointments where, sorry about that. Are you there?
Yes.
There are appointments where you walk in and the client says, you know, I've already done my research. I'm ready to sign the contract. And you hand them the pen to actually sign the contract because, you know, there's no, you know, it's, you gotta dance with it and you gotta feel the client out. And I think that the client was ready to say yes early on.
Awesome, brother. And a score?
For Giuseppe, I would give him another 5.
All right. Thank you. DJ, what'd you have for Tom?
All right. Great job, Tom. I loved it, man. Yeah, I mean, great recovery, first of all. Great first question, by the way. So a really good, you know, if you ask great questions, you're going to get great answers, right? So you asked a really good question that was, have you ever thought about this? And that was to me what I caught on was a really good question. You did a great job with really just communicating with them, being more authentic and being more real in the conversation. So I gave you an 8 on this one.
Nice. And how about for Giuseppe?
Okay, so with Giuseppe, while I always look at like the end result, you know, what is the end result? Well, the end result for Giuseppe was to set an appointment, right? Which ultimately he achieved, setting up and booking a call. So I think he did a great job. His energy was great. He smiled a lot, and he had, while there could have been things better, he got the result of what he was aiming to get, which ultimately was, you know, essentially get the appointment booked. So I went ahead and gave him an 8 as well.
Nice. Good job. And how was today for you on the Real Raw, DJ?
Oh man, it's awesome. I mean, don't get Josh talking about baseball, man. I played with the Giants, so but I am a Dodger fan. I'm a Dodger fan, so you know.
You played with the Giants, DJ?
I did, yeah. I was their 6th pick in '91. Climbed the minor league ladder. Had a son as I was just getting to the big leagues, and not having a dad, I was going to take a year off, go back, never went back.
You were there. That's amazing, dude. Where'd you play before the Giants? Like in high school?
I played in high school in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. Went to junior college. Signed out of junior college. Was the Giants 6th pick in '91, and yeah, just did the whole traveling on the broken down buses, man, through the Midwest. That was good old days.
For those that don't know, I mean, being a 6th round draft pick, that's a big deal. I mean, that's extraordinary. I went to Columbia University. I was a 4-year D1 starter. I was captain of the team my senior year, and my eye condition prevented me from getting drafted. But I wasn't going to be drafted in the first 10 rounds. I probably would have been more like a 15th round-ish pick. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations on having a lot of fun. And
thanks, man. Yeah, no, this was great, Sean. Thanks for having me on. I loved it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Tom, how was today for you?
It was really fun. I mean, I think I would benefit from doing this regularly.
Yeah, well, amen. This is, by the way, congratulations, folks. I should have said it earlier. This is our 250th episode of The Real Raw. If I didn't say it, maybe I did. 250th
Damn!
Yes. Boom. 250 starting in April. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much.
Wow.
250th episode, and it's been remarkable people like yourselves that have been making this happen. So it's been incredible. So thank you. Yeah. And Giuseppe, yeah, thank you, Sarah, for that beautiful energy, and for you. And Giuseppe, how was today for you, sir?
There was a lot of breakthrough, and I would say that I discovered a lot of things that I didn't notice. So it was beautiful. I loved it.
Awesome, brother. Thank you, Giuseppe, for all you're up to in the world, and for all that you do in your watch parties and your entrepreneurship and your heart. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Sean, for doing what you're doing. Amazing.
Thank you. Iron Man, final, brother. Couldn't thank you more for your love, care, support, contributions, and heart. Final.
What a great panel of people. There's amazing people. And I would say final, this is not magic. This is advanced science. Anyone can learn it. So it's there for you. It's here for you. You guys are amazing. Keep at it and keep growing.
Yeah. My final. Don't let this be the end. Let it be the beginning. Thank you all.